Show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. New England pride.
Hi kids, and welcome to another episode of New England Pride TV. I'm your host, Jellow. This show brings you inspiring people and interesting stories and some events that are coming up in the New England area for the LGBTQ community and its allies. I want to thank you for writing in and sending us your emails and private messages of support and telling us that you like the show. So that's so nice of you to do that, so thank you so much. I'd also like to say, if you are thinking about writing in to New England Pride TV through our Facebook page or our website, please think about sending us interesting ideas about what you would like to see as a segment here on New England Pride TV, or somebody you think might make an interesting guest. We are going to start this episode off with our Pride Pets segment, and I'm happy to say, because of our Pride Pets segment, some little dogs and cats have found their forever home. So thank you for adopting. This Pride Pet segment is about Forever Home Rescue of New England, located at 106 Adams Street, 508-359-4465. They're also at foreverhomerescue.org. Forever Home Rescue is a New England all-volunteer, non-profit rescue group. Their mission is to find loving forever homes for homeless and unwanted dogs that have been rescued from high-kill shelters or abusive and neglectful situation. Our first available puppy is Larry. He is a Labrador Retriever mix. He is a young male, medium size. And our picture is up there right now, so I'm going to go give the obligatory "aww," okay? Our second available pup is Pippin. He is a Labrador Retriever mix. He is an adult male, and he is medium size also. Last but not least, our third available pup is Little Girly Girl. All right, I don't know who named you, but let's shorten that. She is a Shetland Sheepdog Sheltie, say that 3 times fast, and a Jack Russell Terrier mix, and she's adorable. She is a baby, a female, and will grow to medium size. Check out their website for more adorable pups who are looking for their forever home. Now, speaking of pups that have found their forever home, this soft touch right here has, because of this segment, Pride Pets, has adopted our dog, and her name is Willow, and she's been with us for a month now, since we last saw you on New England Pride. So we have adopted a furry family pet member from the Sterling Animal Shelter, and they were wonderful to work with, and Willow is coming along beautifully. Baby steps, let's put it that way. Let's just say that she's a neurotic mess and perfect for me, who is a neurotic mess. So basically, I bought a dog just like myself. So stay tuned, we'll be back with some more New England Pride right after this.
New England Pride TV is brought to you by the Hanover Theatre for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision, Bay State Savings Bank, Safe Homes, Joseph Gonzalez Dofrain, Boston Wedding Photographer, Paul Chasen Interior Design, Nuovo Restaurant, Creative Cabinets, Dr. Frank P. Fetchner Plastic Surgery, and Crown Bakery.
Hello and welcome back to New England Pride TV. We are here now with my guest, Jose Medina Santos.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome,
Always a pleasure.
welcome,
Thank you so
welcome.
much. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so glad to have you here. When we first started the show, it's been over a year now.
Yeah.
You were at the very first initial meeting where I just sent out a mass Facebook post saying, is anyone interested in adding to this and seeing if we can make this happen? And you were one of the very first people, so thank you for that. You've been incredibly supportive.
It was my pleasure because when John Trobel told me about it, I was just so excited to be part of my community and to be kind of, be amongst other gay people that, I didn't know kind of existed at that time.
Because you reached out to John and said, how can I get more involved, right?
Exactly. So, I really wanted to make sure that not only was I surrounded by people who were like me, but in a way that I could impact other people. And so New England Pride was kind of that outlet for me.
And your impact has really been such a gift, so thank you.
So, thank you.
And you've been very busy.
Yes, very busy, but I would have it any other way.
I would like to start off talking, we have so much to talk about, but I'd like to start off talking about something called Seed MA. And what that is.
So CDMA is a program initiated by the state treasury. Treasurer Deborah Goldberg, she initiated it. It's in its infancy in Worcester, so this is a pilot program.
Right.
So basically, its core tenet is to help Worcester Public School kindergartners and their families to open up college savings accounts.
Because it's never too early to start saving for a college education.
Exactly.
Is this the point you're trying to get across to the parents? And
yes.
To the,
So what's happening is that Worcester has and Worcester and many other cities have a lot of families are from low-income backgrounds. And so what we're trying to say is that no matter where you come from, no matter what your challenge is, just by opening this account, you are 7 times more likely to go to college just by opening the account. So it's not even, necessarily it's not even about the money, rather, but it's about the thought and the mentality of going to college.
It's planting the seed in the back of your mind.
Precisely.
That's
so. I've been working with them since February 1st of this year, and my contract ends May 5th. So this Friday it ends.
Now, who started this organization?
It was when Treasurer Goldberg got into office, she opened up the Office of Economic Empowerment, and through this office, they opened up CDMA.
Okay.
So it's one of 3 initiatives. I forget what the other 2 are, but CDMA is one of the main initiatives. And so, like I said, it's in its infancy, and really, one of the other core tenets besides the savings account, is about financial literacy, because a lot of our youth aren't learning about money. When I was
very true.
When I was growing up, my mom took me to the bank every Sunday, and she would happily, tell me about her income, her expenses, how to balance a checkbook,
and how to balance a checkbook, how to write a check.
Exactly.
Right? It does surprise me how many people don't.
So in high school, going out of high school and going to college, a lot of people don't have that money sense to say, I don't know what student loans are. People are taking out $30,000 in loans, and they don't know how much money that really is, and how much work it takes to save up that much and to pay it back. And so I had that sense going. When I applied to college, my mom said, okay, so she analyzed each financial aid package with me, and she was like, well, this is the best option for you, which is why I went to Worcester State.
Yes.
So it was I wish other people had that same opportunity. So which is why when I joined CDMA, I was so excited, because
CDMA is wonderful for everybody.
Yeah.
And you just spoke at a. Did you just speak at the college about CDMA? Or?
I did. I spoke about CDMA. I was just with a panel with the treasurer and Superintendent Benanda and a few other people. It was educational affordability summit. So basically what we're talking about is how can we cross barriers from minorities to first generation college students, and how can we address those in a way that people are going to say, maybe I can do this too, and how can we make the FAFSA, which is basically how people get financial aid for college, how can we address that in a way that people are going to say, this is possible for me. And so it's really about making education.
It's a reachable goal.
Exactly. It's really about making education available to anyone and everyone, no matter where they come from.
Right.
And so that summit was attended really greatly, and I was so happy to be a part of it. And it kind of goes to show that Massachusetts is making kind of those strides towards education. We have the best education in the whole country. I firmly believe that. So it's really about making sure that everyone has the opportunity to go to college, and so that's what CDMA is about.
And you're just finishing up at college.
Yes.
I was very interested when you told me what your subject matter was on your thesis.
Yes. So
Tell our viewers what that was.
So I'm finishing up my thesis on diversity in law enforcement, and basically, being a gay Latino man, I kind of, didn't have a lot of role models to look up to,
Right.
Besides Ricky Martin, but
That's enough of a role model for me.
But to me, it was like I didn't have, me personally wanting to be, a cop or a lawyer. I didn't have that opportunity to look up and say, oh, I can be that because I see someone doing it. And so representation is always very important, no matter whether you're Asian, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're African American, no matter what, you want to see someone in a position of power, so that you can say, okay, maybe if they can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
And so that was kind of like the thought process for the thesis. I was like, well, when I got the assignment handed to me, I was like, what could I do? And I was like, well, I love policing and I love diversity, so why not combine the two? And so what's happening is,
Now, were you interested in being a police officer?
Yes, of course. It's been my dream for the most longest time, for 4 years actually.
For the longest time, 4 years. I love it.
And then, so when I was thinking about it, I thought, hey, this would be a great idea.
It's a wonderful idea.
So and also adding to that is, the shootings that happened in Ferguson, that happened in Ohio, that happened in I believe in Florida as well, and a few others. They were all high profile, and so it was like, President Obama released his 21st Century Task Force on Policing, his report, and so I read that report for this thesis, and it was really just saying, one of the core tenets of it was, diversity needs to be increased across all spectrums.
I know that you are going to do great things.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to have you,
Thank you
as a part of New England Pride TV.
Thank you.
From the very beginning.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to hear
it's my pleasure.
where your journey brings us.
Thank you so much. Thank
No,
you.
not where your journey brings us. Oh yeah, where your journey brings us. New England Pride TV.
Us. I bring it with me in my suitcase, so it's really great.
We'll be right back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
Hey Dale, it's me, Miss Lady Sabrina. Normally we do letters, but today I figured I would talk about something that I found interesting, over the course in talking to a few different people. We are, as a community, so together on certain issues and so nasty when it comes to each other. Like the different subgroups, like transsexuals, transvestites, bisexuals, bio queens, you're lesbian, gay. Each group has such an opinion about the other groups. Of course, when push comes to shove, like we all come together, but we don't really carry that message in our lives. Like we're so fast to cut down someone else. I find that so distasteful as a community. I think we're so much better than that. I think that we've come so far. This whole sniping thing that we do, and we do it constantly, is nothing more than us leading with our own insecurities. It's us just taking out whatever's going on inside of us on the next person because they are somehow making us feel insecure by either they look better, they do something better, they're with someone better. We are struggling to find our center. And I think we're not getting any better by having read sessions. Read sessions are distasteful as far as I'm concerned. Picking out someone else's flaws or trying to bring someone else down, what is the point in that? What is the point in that? What do I gain from that other than to try and make myself look or feel better? And why do I need you to do that for me? Why can't I do that for myself? But that is the piece of, introspection that I don't think that we do as a community, and I think we need to start. I think, we're right on the verge of gay pride, and what I would really like to see, I'd like to see a lot more community. Give love, get love, be worthy. Don't use someone else to make yourself feel better. may not be pearls of wisdom, but it's where my heart was tonight. So, I love you all. And if someone hasn't told you today, you're worthy and you're loved. So, I hope this finds you well. I love everyone there at Pride TV.
We're back now with our next guest. We'd like to welcome Chris Jello, everybody's friend. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Welcome.
Great to be here.
So nice to have you here. One of the things I'd like to start off with is, like our other guest, Jose, we met you at the very first launch brainstorming meeting of New England Pride TV. And one of the funniest stories that I can remember is I'm sitting there and I'm giving the spiel about starting the meeting, and I see you at the table. I'm like, oh damn, I forgot to say if they're like 18 and younger, they might need parental permission. So after the talk, I walk up to Chris and I say, listen, I just wanted to let you know that if you're 18 and younger, you might need your parental permission to be here. And he started laughing, and somebody else started laughing, because how old are you?
37 now.
Yeah, you're 37. I didn't even think he was 18 yet. So there you go. So that's how good you look. All right.
Thank you.
So first of all, we're here to talk about today about your journey.
Yep.
Everyone has a journey. Everyone has a story. I'm very interested in your story of transitioning. Let's start back as far back as you can remember, when you knew that you felt different.
Yeah, so when I was old enough to start dressing myself, because my mom always put me in dresses and everything.
Right, and I'm sure you were adorable, but still.
Yeah. So as soon as I was old enough to start dressing myself, I was always wearing boy clothes, and I was always a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to fit in doing the girl thing in high school, but it just wasn't working.
What was high school like for you?
Oh, I was bullied pretty much every day.
You were bullied?
Yeah.
By women, girls, boys?
The boys.
You were bullied by the boys?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's because I always, I had short hair, long hair, trying to figure out, and everyone was like, "Oh, are you a boy or a girl?" Whatever.
Yeah.
So I survived that, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from a young age, I kind of knew, and I always said I hated being a girl. I should have been born a boy.
You were saying that?
Yeah.
From what age did you start saying that?
Mostly in high school, but I mean, I've always felt that way. But I think actually no, a little younger than that, probably like 12 maybe.
Yeah. Now, and you're knowing this.
Yeah.
And you're going through high school. High school is tough enough.
Yeah. Right.
And then knowing that, who your true self is, that was really tough.
Plus I moved to a new school in 8th grade, which is like one of the worst times to go into a new school. So
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And so bring us to after graduation, coming to terms.
Well, after graduation, I did the whole adult thing, working, and I still I still wasn't myself, and I still was struggling with it. And then, when in 2011, when Chaz Bono came out, it still didn't click. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
So she came out in 2011.
Yeah.
And you read that, and no part of you said, "Oh, that's who I am."
No, not yet. I mean, I guess subconsciously I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And then once Caitlyn Jenner came out, it was more in the public eye because of who she was in the past.
Right.
Being an Olympic
Absolutely.
champion and stuff. So that's more of when it
And you started to really say, like, okay, it's time to come to terms with this?
Yeah.
And when you came to terms with it, telling your family and friends, that must have been like incredibly difficult.
Yeah. It was kind of funny though, when I went to my dad's house for lunch and I had a new haircut. He's like, "Oh, you got a new haircut." He's like, "Oh, a new change or whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's not the only thing that's gonna change."
That's
and he was
that's how you tell your dad?
Yeah. And then he was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I told him, and then he was a little off at first, because I told him I was gonna do the surgery and all that stuff. And
did he think like this is a phase? Did he think that?
Another friend thought it was a phase.
Okay.
But don't talk to her anymore.
Yeah.
But no,
did you lose a lot of friends? And
a few.
a few.
Just a few.
But you gained a lot of friends. You gained He's one of the most popular people I know. He is. He really is.
Yeah. I lost like what, maybe 3 friends and gained like literally like 100.
100 at least. Yeah.
Not to brag. I'm sorry, but I mean, yeah.
Oh,
but
you
it is
can't
true.
help it. No, you go to the doctor and you're just your normal general practitioner and say to him, "This is how I feel."
Yeah.
Okay.
I came out to my primary care. I actually had to come out to my cardiologist too because I was born with a heart condition, so I had to make sure it was taking testosterone and doing the surgery was okay for the heart. And
so that's the first thing that happens is you start taking testosterone?
Yeah.
They put you on how much? Do you know how much milligrams? Do you know what kind?
0.75
Yeah.
milliliters every other week.
Yeah.
150 milligrams.
And that's every day?
No, every other week.
Every other week.
Yeah.
Is it a shot? Is it a tablet?
Shot.
It's a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you give the shot yourself? Do you give it to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to go into the doctor's office.
First couple of times you do.
Okay.
And they have to teach you how to do it yourself.
Okay.
So.
Was that scary for you? Because I hate needles.
A little bit. I still kind of shake sometimes, and I do it in like different spots.
Yeah. Now, is this something you do for the rest of your life? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Once every other week?
Yeah.
Okay. And at what point do you say like, okay, I'm going to have surgery?
I knew right away I wanted them gone. Like,
Them gone.
Yes.
Them meaning your breasts.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when that happens, when that decision comes to you, is that a hard decision to make, or was that easy for you?
It was easy for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know everyone has a different story,
Yeah.
but just you can.
Because
always...
even like when I was trying to fit in as female, I was like, hey, they always get in the way. like
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an easy decision for me, and I found out what doctor I was going to use. A couple of friends have used Dr. Bartlett in Brookline.
I've actually heard good things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I didn't really want to waste time shopping around, so.
You went with your recommendations.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is better for people to shop around, get
and
prices,
different opinions
quotes and stuff. But yeah, I knew he did good work. So.
Now, I'm going to fast forward right now to something that happened 1 year later.
Yeah.
Because you had a 1-year birthday party.
Yes.
Which I was happy to be invited to,
Yeah.
and I went. And one of the surprises of the evening is you and 3 or 4 other friends of yours.
Yep.
Stripped that night.
Yep.
In solidarity. I love it. Stripping in
Yeah.
solidarity.
Yeah.
And that was a really fun night to celebrate your truth.
Yep.
I love that. I love that.
So if we have time, I just want to say real quick, my mother passed away before I realized it, and she knew I was...
Before you realized who you truly
Yeah. And she knew I was struggling with something, but she didn't know what it was. I just wanted to say, I went to visit her on Mother's Day last year, and I told her I wanted to see a cardinal to let me know, to let me know that you accept me as your son. And later on that afternoon, I was at my dad's house,
And there
and
it was.
I just looked, no reason. I just kind of turned my head, and the cardinal was on the bush, and I was starting to cry.
that
I'm
story.
starting to cry now.
I love that story. Get over here. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And we're going to end this segment because I have got to show you. Can you? I love his sneakers and I want them. Put your. Yeah, I want these sneakers. You see these sneakers? I'm going to be wearing those. All right, we'll be back with more New England Pride right after this. Hey kids, now it's time for Out with Joe. What do you have for us today, Joe?
Well, I'll tell you, Dale, we have a lot going on because we visited the 12th annual Spirit Magazine Professional Networking Evening. They've been around for 13 years. They started this 12 years ago. It has grown huge. So we have a nice interview with publisher David Zimmerman, who makes it all happen. So let's take a look. And on this month's edition of Out with Joe on New England Pride TV, we travel to Boston, where we take a look at Spirit Magazine's 11th annual Professional Networking Evening. And the man with me is the man behind it all, David Zimmerman, publisher of Spirit Magazine. David, thank you for joining us on New England Pride TV and Out with Joe.
Thank you very much. It's great to be on New England Pride TV.
Well, you are a pioneer with the magazine. 12 years ago, you pioneered Spirit Magazine. What was its mission?
You know, there were publications that were out at the time, Bay Windows, which is still out, In News Weekly, which unfortunately is not still out, that were weekly magazines. And what I wanted to do was something that was a little bit of a different twist. It was more feature article driven, lifestyle driven versus news or political or medical. So we did stories that were a little bit more on the feature side, around travel, around business, just around fun things. It was just a little bit of a different take than some of the LGBT media that was out there at the time.
And shortly after publishing Spirit Magazine, you kicked off the networking. We're in the 11th year. And the goal here is I know that even 11 years ago, much less 20 years ago, LGBT community in corporate America, silent in the closet. What's the atmosphere today, and what do you think this type of networking event does for corporate America in the community?
I think it's wonderful. So we started this 11 years ago, as you said. The first year we had 500 people. We didn't know what we were going to get. Honestly, we didn't. We didn't know if we could get 100 people, 200 people. It wound up being far greater than we ever thought it would be. And that sort of validated the idea that there was this huge population of LGBT corporate professionals in and around Boston, and banking and finance industry, legal, healthcare. And what we wanted to do is try to get everybody together and start networking. So if a banker needed a lawyer, go within the community. If you needed to buy a house, or a condo, go within the community. If you need a doctor, whatever it was, we just thought if we could get this little underground network going, it would be wonderful. And maybe Boston Spirit could be at the epicenter of that underground network.
Fantastic. Awesome.
So now we're 11 years in. We've got 54 exhibitors here tonight. We've got about 1,500 people that will be here tonight, and we've got Kathy Griffin speaking tonight. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And she's always been an advocate for the community, Kathy.
She's been great. She always has been great, and they've been wonderful to work with, and we're so thrilled to have her here tonight. And I think the crowd is going to be it's going to have a great time.
All right, fantastic. Now, if people wanted to, of course, this is going to air after this,
yep.
But it's an annual event, and if they want to either learn more about Spirit Magazine and, of course, for networks next year's event, what do they do?
Well, it's great. Boston Spirit is published 6 times a year, and it's free. So all you need to do is sign up, and we send it to you 6 times a year, and then you get all the information on our events. We have a summer sunset cruise that we do every year in Boston Harbor. We get 700 people on it. It's wonderful. Every dollar goes to Fenway Health. So you can find out about that. So if you go to bostonspiritmagazine.com, you can find out everything.
All right, David, thank you so much. We're going to take a look around at the event this evening, and thank you again for joining us on New England Pride TV, and we hope to be standing here in our 12th year.
Excellent. Well, thank you, New England Pride TV, for coming out to visit us.
All right, thank you.
Here are some events coming soon to the Hanover Theatre for the Performing Arts. On Friday, June 23rd, 2017, stop into the Hanover for some local laughs at the Worcester Comedy Blowout. Starting at 8 p.m., you can laugh the night away with Massachusetts comedians Lenny Clark, Steve Sweeney, Christine Hurley, Orlando Baxter, and Dan Smith. Tickets start at just $25 and are on sale now. On Wednesday, June 28th, 2017, David Blaine brings his unique brand of magic to the city of Worcester. Described by Howard Stern as the greatest magician that ever lived, David Blaine single-handedly redefined magic after producing and directing his original television special, Street Magic, when he was just 23, which Penn Jillette of Penn & Teller called the best TV magic special ever done. Tickets start at $29.50 and are on sale now. Finally, on Saturday, August 12, 2017, the Hanover Theatre's Youth Summer Program will present Guys and Dolls Jr. with 2 showings at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Guys and Dolls Jr. is an adaptation of the show considered by many to be the perfect musical comedy and will take the audience from the heart of Times Square to the cafes of Havana, but everyone eventually ends up right where they belong. All seats are just $12 and are on sale now.
Thank you for watching New England Pride TV. We're joined right now by Tina, who is the foundation of this show. Tina, what have you been up to?
I've been doing Out with Joe. I do a music minute, and we do a dining and entertainment review show. It's 8:30 on your AM dial every Saturday, and I do a music minute, and we go out to Central Mass clubs and review bands.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We love your reviews.
Thank you.
We're going to end the show by saying what we always do. Please don't be afraid to shine your light.
Because you might be lighting the way for someone else.
Perfect. Till next time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tune in, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, Shout out, show us. You got New England pride. Show us. You've got New England pride. Shabba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bee. New England pride.